Joshua Bain, Tyrone Royal, and their classmates in Cosby Hunt's Real World History class are today taking part in a citywide competition known as National History Day.
You ready for this?
Yes, I am.
It's my heart. Pounding, bro.
Over the past school year, these high school students have been honing their skills as historians, both in the classroom and at internships across Washington, D.C. Today's event is taking place at the National Archives. The competition gives the students a chance to show what they've learned about using primary and secondary sources, analyzing information, and developing presentations that share history with the public. Students could pick any topic related to the theme of leadership and legacy, and they could do a poster presentation, a website, a film, a research paper, or a performance. Nakia Robinson spent time talking to veterans during her internship at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial and turned those conversations into a monologue about the military dogs who served in Vietnam.
And then when the judge is ready, they're going to call you in and you're going to do your performance. All right. And then, yeah, here we go. Good luck. I think I woke up this morning the most nervous about Nakia because it's the only performance. So I picked her up at, 8 o'clock this morning, and she had on her outfit that she was going to perform in, and we practiced her lines as we drove.
Hello, all. My name is John Burnham. I'm a 19-year-old combat infantryman. I served as a rifleman for the 1st Cavalry Division and as a dog handler for the 44th Scout Division. The bravest dog I've ever worked with was Major. See, when I train my dogs, I train them to perfection. They were ready for everything, just about. They were also the first to hit the ground to leave the platoon. Major, he went on to try to detect booby traps. But before he could alert us, he blew up. The landmine blew up. And a spray of shrapnel sprayed back and hit 6 men, only killing 4 of them though. However, those 4, they had burials, ceremonies, and dog tags, except for the dogs that died in the war. Not even my major was thanked for his work. What the people don't understand is that those German Shepherds and those Great Danes, they risked their lives for us. They went out there first. Their lives were put on the line without a second thought.
I think the judges were impressed with her topic. I was impressed with her topic. She did exactly what I told them to do. Connect the place where they're doing their internship, in her case, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, to the theme, leadership and legacy, to a personal interest of theirs. She wants to be a veterinarian someday.
How did you go about your research? So you said you started off with a Google search and that took you different places?
Yes. I also talked to some of the war veterans who said they work with dogs. They looked at them as their best friend as well as their partner, and they were very, they didn't like the fact that they didn't get any recognition either for their work.
Good job. I saw you pausing, which was good. So you were pausing, and that has dramatic effect, but it also was a way for you to remember your lines.
Remember my lines.
Nakia's classmate Zawadi Carroll produced a poster presentation about Professor Angela Davis, a radical activist who was a polarizing figure in the 1960s and 70s.
Do you mind telling us a little specifically about what you think her legacy is?
No problem. I think her legacy is very important to women, all women of color, all women in general. She focused a lot on the intersections of feminism and race and class together, and I think that's something that no one had really ever seriously done before, tried to tackle, and she did it very relentlessly with her work.
Why did she clash with Ronald Reagan? Can you tell us a little about that, please?
Well, in her words, she said that to him she was a symbol of Black power and Black feminism and also communism, and that was a major threat. He did successfully revoke her position as a professor at UCLA. Definitely, there is a strong personal connection I have with this project with Angela Davis. I'd never really learned about Black women activists besides maybe Harriet Tubman, and so I didn't know a lot about what I guess people that look like me have contributed to social justice issues. So that's what did make this project very personal, and it was very relevant to today.
I'm pleased that Zawadi and Nakaya both chose topics to which they had a personal connection. In Zawadi's case, the fact that her father met Angela Davis, those are the kinds of neat things that we find out about our parents, and then we have a bunch of other questions. It's nice to be connected to history through our families.
Learned a lot.
Oh, good. I did too.
He left an even bigger legacy. And that bigger
Joshua Bain immigrated to Washington, D.C. from the Bahamas recently, and he quickly befriended his classmate Tyrone Royal. Now the two boys are inseparable, and Joshua lives full-time with Tyrone and his family. They're interning together on the National Mall, and today they're doing a presentation about Abraham Lincoln.
Nice exhibit here. We see you have a thesis. You want to talk about the thesis of your exhibit?
Many people view Lincoln's assassination as a big tragedy. So to look at it only as a big tragedy is a big no, in our opinion at least. Because without Lincoln's assassination, although it wasn't pretty much a good thing, it led to the 14th and 15th Amendments. While Lincoln was alive and the 13th Amendment was ratified, without his death, it would have been highly unlikely that the 14th and 15th Amendment would have been here.
I like how you've included some cartoons, some political cartoons with the official documents. That's nice use, and photographs. A very nice mix of records.
They understand that you can't just read about something in one source and expect that to tell the whole story, that you're going to have to corroborate.
I think the most amazing part was how his background was a religious background, and I think that really drive how he viewed people. He didn't view people like slave or property, he viewed them as equals. So that led him to do the Emancipation Proclamation and then the 13th Amendment. And then after death, the wheels were already turning, so then the 14th and 15th were able to become law.
Okay, on to next. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Are you saying that you blew their minds?
We blew their minds.
Now, okay, I need a little bit more description of how exactly you knew that their minds were blown.
So this what happened.
Tyrone and Joshua's biggest fan joined them to celebrate.
Real world history opened their eyes up to different things in arts, things they would not know if they haven't came to this class. So these are two great sons.
Come on this side. Come on this side.
You're gonna make me cry.
Oh, God.
I'll be glad when one become a doctor and one become a veterinarian.
Kelly Jones and Jerusalem Wogayehu teamed up to produce a short documentary about W.E.B. Du Bois and the Paris World's Fair of 1900.
Excuse me. Yes. We're a senior group documentary. We went through several topics like the Harlem Renaissance and Rosa Parks, and we tried to connect Rosa Parks with the Harlem Renaissance, but we couldn't find a clear connection. So we chose W.E.B. Du Bois and the Paris Exposition, and it's about his exhibit of American Negroes, which he conducted to show the progress of African Americans 40 years after their emancipation.
I didn't know anything about it, and when I'm a judge, I love it when I get to learn something that I didn't already know.
So we used pictures from the Library of Congress website, and we were able to use that because we intern at Library of Congress, so it was easier for us to find the pictures and use them.
We're a little nervous, but we're ready to go in and get it done.
Welcome. Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Melanie, nice to meet you.
We're going to watch it on this one.
We're going to be
Dennis.
watching.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
On February 23, 1868, William Edward Bogart Du Bois was born in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. W.E.B. Du Bois, which he is most commonly known as, was a sociologist, civil rights leader, Pan-Africanist, educator, historian, writer, editor, poet, and scholar. All of these professions shaped Du Bois into an exceptional leader. Before Du Bois was able to pursue these professions, he received extensive educational training from elite institutions. His educational endeavor.
National History Day was long, and by the time the awards were announced, teacher Cosby Hunt was the only person left from his real-world history class. but he didn't mind doing what was asked of him.
In first place for senior group documentary, the title of the project is W.E.B. Du Bois and the Paris Exposition. The students are from Honors Real World History. Their teacher is Cosby Hunt, and they are Kelly Jones and Jerusalem Wagehu.
Mr. Hunt can take pride in the award for Kelly and Jerusalem, and also in providing a new and inspiring experience for some students who might have thought history was all about tweed jackets and dusty books.
I feel proud when I'm looking back on what we did this year and describing what we did, and we did a lot of cool stuff.
Thank you, Cosby.
I hope to be teaching this class for the foreseeable future. We're just building the relationships with the museums and the historic sites. We're just giving a few kids a taste of what it means to think like a historian, and so we need to keep doing it and doing it better, and then we'll really have something.